Welcome to Civil War Digital Digest, where today we're looking at what to do with the beef ration, fresh beef in particular. We actually used a hardtack box that was from the earlier ration after the crackers were issued out. We're busting the box down and using that as a cooking surface and a cutting board, kind of like the cardboard boxes of today. We're repurposing those. So we have the beef ration here that's for me and a comrade, and what you'd want to do is just cut it up kind of nice and thin. Now, this particular way to cook the rations is talked about in Hardtack and Coffee, written by John Billings, and he says that it was one of the most popular ways for the veteran campaigners to eat their beef ration. Once we got that cut up nice and thin, we're going to season it with some of our salt ration on both sides. And then we also have some pepper that we're able to get from a box from home. It came in peppercorns and we actually crushed that up. So we're going to sprinkle a little of that on there to taste. And once we got that seasoned, we're actually going to skewer it on our ramrod here. Now, the important thing to keep in mind is you don't want to get the ramrod too hot because you don't want it to bend over the fire. You could also use a bayonet, but I would also caution the living historians out there to use an original bayonet, as the soft steel used for reproductions may bend or get damaged doing this. If you use the bayonet, use a long stick and the socket to be able to hold it away from the fire. So we're just going to take the beef and get it skewered on here. And kind of stretched out. Then we're going to get it placed over our coals and the flames to broil. And I got a canteen here to kind of keep it in place. Now, this is it set, and we don't need to sit and watch it necessarily, and neither do you need to sit and just watch it cook. So we're going to keep an eye on the time, and we'll let you know how long it takes. All right, this piece here, it's been about 12 to 15 minutes. Cooking up the different strips, we found it probably takes around 8 to 15 minutes to cook up the strips of meat, of course, depending on the fire and the thickness of it. Of course, that's going to vary quite a bit out in the field. Probably always better to err on the side of being a little more done than under. Of course, you can always nibble off the edges as it's cooking as well if you're pretty hungry and short on time. So we're just going to get this piece off of the ramrod here. And we're going to cut into it and see what we have. And that looks nice and cooked and delicious and still really juicy. These actually turn out extremely well. I think you'll really enjoy them. It rivals just about any steak that I've ever had at home being broiled over a fire like this. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like it, and also remember to subscribe to Civil War Digital Digest.